So in this video I'm going to show you how to install these armrests. So it's been 2 years since I filmed the installation of these armrests, and in that time I've covered about 10,000 miles. They make driving so much more comfortable. I can't emphasize that point enough. They've held up really well. The material has proved to be really durable. It's like a squishy foam material. I was a bit worried that it might rip or tear or just generally degrade, but it's been really good. Nothing's come loose. They're really easy to adjust the height so you can get them wherever you want, and yeah, I would thoroughly recommend them. So this is a budget option for the VW T5 or any van really. These were 30 quid off of eBay or Amazon. If you want a genuine VW ones, I think the brackets alone are 200 quid, and then you've got to find the armrest, or you can pay upwards of £600 for a captain's chair on its own, which absolutely baffles me. I guess it's the transporter tax, people call it. This is pretty easy to do. It's taken a couple of hours, a little bit fiddly. You just need basic tools and a rivnut tool. So one of these, and I used M8 rivnuts on it. So the armrests are height adjustable. Just twizzle this thing on the underside. Set the height. Yeah, they might not be the prettiest thing. I think there was another guy who did a video on it. They look a bit like a National Express coach armrests. So what? That's 30 quid. Can't really go wrong. Okay, so we are installing these armrests onto a VW T5 driver's seat. They come with a load of different fittings. Basically, you bolt that to the side of the seat. That then goes into the armrest like that. Pushes through there, and then there's a little threaded bolt that goes in there. So just push the driver's seat forward. Take this plastic trim off at the back just so that I can access the bottom of the seat here. So it's just on some plastic clips that you just pull out. So you can see the plastic clips here. That one there is snapped off unfortunately, but all the others are good. There's this plastic channel on the bottom of the seat cover, so I just pulled that out. That sits in there like that. So hopefully I'll be able to pull this up now. So now I'm just pulling the cover up. Alright, so you can see that I've pulled the cover up as much as I need to now, and it reveals this hole in the foam. Don't actually know if that's where I want to mount the brackets, so I'm going to line everything up now and see how it looks. Alright, so you pull this foam back, that's what's behind it. So I'll mount this onto the metal frame somewhere. So I think I'm going to use that hole next to my thumb and then drill a hole further down about there and put a rivnut in it. Okay, so I've done one side now, and what I figured out is if you pull this foam back, you can then use this hole here. So you put a rivnut in here, then drill another hole somewhere further down here, put another rivnut in there, and then this bracket sits roughly like that. Basically got to keep it orientated pretty much vertical like that. You can't have it at an angle like that, otherwise the angle of the armrest doesn't work. So yeah, you've got to keep it vertical like that. So I'm going to use an M8 rivnut that goes nicely into that hole there. Yeah, so that's the rivnut in there, and then the bracket will sit. Bracket will sit like that. I'll drill another hole down here behind the bracket up at the top. I'll pack it out with washers because this is set deeper than the face down here. So as part of the kit you get a bag of various bolts and fixings and a cap. So from that bag the main things you need are the two M8 bolts and then this grub screw thing. That's what's set into the underside of the armrest. That bit basically threads into there, into the bracket. I'll show you that in a bit. If you find any of the information in this video useful and you are planning to go ahead with the install yourself, please help support the channel by purchasing the parts through the affiliate links down in the video description. I get a couple of % kickback basically if you purchase it through those links, and it just helps me continue to make content. So for these bolts and this bracket, I'm using a couple of washers initially, like that, and then I'm going to stack. So this is for the top bolt, about 10 washers on the back side there. So it looks something like that. I'm not going to do that up super tight at the moment, it's just to hold it in place while you drill the hole down here. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's a little tang that sticks out just here. So I'm just moving this bracket to the left of that, pushing it up because these holes are slightly slotted, so just pushing it up as high as it'll go. Then I'm going to drill there. So for the M8 rivnuts, you need to drill a 11mm hole. I think on my step drill bit it's 12mm, so we'll just go with 12. I'll start off piloting with a 4mm. Then just slowly open it up, so that's 6.5. And then just do the last bit of my step drill bit. I'm actually going to take it off for the last bit. So we can stick the rivnut in. Okay, so there's your 2 rivnuts. So we can stick the bracket back on now. And I'll do the bottom one and just put same washers on there. And I'm actually going to do it up tight now. Yeah, that is solid. So this is what it looks like on the inside of the seat. You can see the top one there with the rivnut, the bolt coming through, the bottom one there. You can see it does stick through a little bit, so I'm gonna sit in it in a minute and just see if I can feel anything in my back. I don't think I will. I'm also just gonna stick some nuts on the back side of it just to make sure that the bolts don't ever vibrate loose. So in the kit they send you these serrated nuts. Stick one of them on the back, or I've got some M8 nylocks. I think I'll just stick those on the back instead, and then the brackets are never going to come loose. Okay, so just tilted the seat back to the upright position. You should be able to get your bracket through this hole in the foam. At least I could on the other side. Okay, so you might have to cut or tear your foam a little bit and get your armrest. That pushes on like that. And the grub screw that I was talking about goes in underneath there. This is going to be a little bit awkward given the access on this side. I'm just going to put that in finger tight because we're going to take it off in a minute to pull the cover down. The armrest on there now. Pretty solid enough as it needs to be. And we've got the adjustment up and down. You can see that that's at a nice comfortable height for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's going to make a massive difference to the comfort when driving. So all that's left to do now is I'll take the armrest back off and then I'll pull the seat cover down, make a hole in it for the bracket to poke through, and then put the armrest back on, put that little plastic cover on. So there's this thing that just covers, goes on the underside and covers where we put that grub screw in. So yeah, nearly there. So that's what it looks like with the stack of washers on the back. See, it's just inset there relative to where you put the bottom hole. Okay, so just before I pull the seat cover back down, I'm just going to have a bit of a clean up. There's a few bits of swarf inside the seat. Okay, so we're on the home stretch now. So now I've got to peel this back down over these and then just mark across in the seat cover where these will stick through. Then reconnect it all up, put the armrests on, job done. Okay, so that's all stretched down now. So you can see where the bracket is, so I'm going to go get a fresh Stanley blade and just cross there, push it through, then the armrest will go back on. I'm just going to get a trim tool just to push those inwards. Right, so then that plastic channel gets fed through under the seat and that clips into it. So this is very, very fiddly, but you can just hear it click in there as you fold it back into that groove. So I've just lent the seat right forward to give me better access, and yeah, you just kind of tuck it up and in to that plastic channel. I think that is all the way in. If you found this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.